The Philadelphia Eagles are officially duas vitórias em dois jogos. And while that record sounds great on paper, their latest win over the Kansas City Chiefs was anything but pretty. Yes, they went into Arrowhead and beat Patrick Mahomes, which is a statement in itself. But this wasn't a Super Bowl rematch in terms of fireworks or finesse. This was a gritty, chaotic slugfest, and if we're being honest, the Eagles' defense carried the weight while the offense looked like it was stuck in second gear. Let's start with the good, because the defense deserves its flowers. From the opening snap, this unit came out swinging. Jordan Davis looks like he's taken a serious leap this season. The big man was all over the field again, stuffing the run, collapsing the pocket, and even getting his hands up for pass deflections at the line. When you've got someone that big moving that well, it completely changes the game for the guys around him. And that's exactly what happened. Guys like Josh Sweat, Zach Bond, Jalen Carter, and rookie Andrew Mukuba all fed off that energy and created real chaos for Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense. Zach Bond, in particular, had himself a game. He was flying all over the place, delivering big hits, generating pressure, locking down in coverage, and the numbers back it up. He was the highest-graded Eagle on the field, which says a lot when you look at how many guys stepped up defensively. And while Sweat was right behind him in terms of grade, he continued to show why he's one of the best free agent pickups of the offseason. The man has been relentless off the edge, and his consistency through these first two games is exactly what this defense needs. Jalen Carter's return was a huge boost as well. Even while nursing some kind of arm or wrist issue, he still managed to lead the team in quarterback hits. That tells you everything you need to know about this guy's motor. Nolan Smith had his moment too, especially that 4th-and-1 stop that really swung momentum in the Eagles' favor. And let's not forget Zdarius Smith. The veteran edge rusher just got here, and already he's making his presence felt. In only 20 snaps, he made multiple tackles, notched half a sack, and recorded a QB hit. Talk about instant impact. But the real headline on defense? Rookie safety Andrew Mukuba. This kid made a game-changing play in the fourth quarter that absolutely flipped the script. Chiefs were threatening in the red zone, Mahomes dropped back, and then boom, a tip ball in the end zone, and Mukuba comes down with it. His return set up the score that effectively ended the game. And it wasn't just the pick. Mukuba was locked in all day, 6 tackles, a pass breakup, a tackle for loss, and he barely allowed anything in coverage. For a rookie to show that kind of composure and make that kind of play in such a hostile environment, that's special. That's the kind of moment that builds a career. And Mukuba knows it too. You could hear it in his post-game comments. He's getting more comfortable every week, and he feels like once he fully settles in, it's going to be scary for the rest of the league. Honestly, he might be right. Because if this is how he plays when he's still learning the ropes, imagine where he's going to be by mid-season. That energy, that fearlessness, that instinct around the football, it's something you just can't coach. And when you stack that on top of how well the Eagles have drafted on defense the last 2 years, it's clear that this front office has been absolutely surgical with these picks. You're looking at young, fast, physical, hungry defense that just went into Arrowhead and held Mahomes and that offense in check for 4 quarters. That's not a fluke. That's a problem for the rest of the league. But now let's flip the script, because while the defense was lights out, the offense was, well, concerning. And yeah, I know it's early in the season. I know they're still working some things out. But let's be real. The offense looked flat, predictable, and borderline lifeless for long stretches of that game. And most of the blame falls on the passing game and the play calling. Jalen Hurts did not have a good day. And it wasn't just on him. The entire offensive rhythm fell off. The scheme felt stale. The route concepts looked like they were ripped straight out of last season's struggles. And when you've got all the weapons that the Eagles have, Saquon Barkley, Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, there's no excuse for that. Look at Hurts' passing chart from a game. Almost everything was short and to the outside. Barely anything was attempted over the middle, and there were practically no intermediate or deep shots downfield. It felt like the same short swing pass to the flat was being run over and over again, like the offense was stuck in a loop. And when that's your game plan against a team like the Chiefs, who were blitzing Hurts on nearly 2/3 of his dropbacks, that's a recipe for disaster. And the most frustrating part? The offense became incredibly predictable. 26 plays were run from pistol or under center, and 25 of them were runs. Then you flip that, 33 plays from shotgun, and 26 of them were passes. So if you're a defender, all you have to do is look at the formation and you pretty much know what's coming. That level of predictability is unacceptable in the modern NFL, especially when you're trying to contend for Super Bowl. There's also the issue of the lack of play action. It worked last season. It worked against the Chiefs in their opener. But for some reason, it was barely used here. Combine that with the fact that no one was schemed open and the offense just looked like it had no answer for pressure, and you've got a real concern on your hands. And it's not like Hurts was missing wide-open guys. Even Tom Brady, on the broadcast, pointed out that no one was getting separation. So the issue is clearly schematic. The play designs just weren't putting players in a position to win. And let's not sugarcoat it. That kind of offensive performance is not sustainable. You can't keep winning games if your passing attack is this ineffective and this easy to defend. Yes, the run game with Barkley looked better. He had more space to operate, and the offensive line opened up some nice lanes. That third drive in the first quarter that ended in a 13-yard Barkley touchdown was one of the few moments where the offense actually looked sharp. But outside of that and the post-interception drive that sealed the win, there just wasn't much to get excited about. That's where guys like Nick Sirianni and A.J. Brown came out after the game and basically said the same thing. They know they have to be better. Sirianni talked about the lack of explosive plays. Brown mentioned how this kind of offense isn't something they can rely on all season. And they're both right. Winning ugly might work in September, but when January rolls around, that kind of inconsistency is going to catch up to you. Still, credit where it's due. The Eagles didn't turn the ball over. Jake Elliott continues to be nails, hitting 2 field goals over 50 yards, including a bomb from 58. And the team found a way to win, again, even in a brutal environment against a top-tier opponent. That makes 16 straight wins for Jalen Hurts in games he starts and finishes. 16. That's not a stat you can ignore. And fun fact, he's now only the second quarterback in NFL history, alongside Joe Burrow, to beat Patrick Mahomes 3 times in a row. Not to mention, this marks the first time in Mahomes' entire career that he's lost 3 straight games, and also the first time the Chiefs have started a season 0-2. And while the offensive issues are clear and need to be addressed, one thing this team has proven time and time again is that they know how to win. It might not always be flashy. It might not always be clean. But this Eagles squad finds ways to get it done. And that speaks to something bigger than just scheme or individual talent. That speaks to culture, to leadership, to resilience. And if we're talking about resilience, you cannot ignore how vital the brotherly shove, the Eagles' now iconic quarterback sneak, has become in closing out these tough games. Once again, it was used at the right time, and once again, it worked to perfection. Of course, it's not without controversy. Social media exploded after the game with claims that the Eagles got away with false starts on those plays. Fans, analysts, and even a few former players were calling for penalties, saying that the play needs to be banned, that it's unfair, that the refs are letting them cheat the system. But here's the thing. The Chiefs weren't exactly playing clean either. On that same play, they were lining up illegally, and earlier in the game, a clear Eagles touchdown that broke the plane wasn't even counted. So if you're going to cry about officiating, at least acknowledge that it went both ways. In the words of Lane Johnson himself, they hate us 'cause they ain't us. And let's be honest, whether you love the tush push or you hate it, it's not going anywhere this season. It's a weapon, it works, and until it gets banned in the offseason, which, probably will happen, the Eagles are going to keep using it. Because it closes games. It keeps drives alive. It takes away the chance of a late collapse. And when you're playing in hostile environments like Arrowhead, you take every advantage you can get. Speaking of advantages, it was clear in this game that Vic Fangio's fingerprints are starting to show on this defense. And not just in the way they execute, but in how they adjust. One of the biggest problems for the Eagles in Week 1 was soft coverage, missed tackles, and just an overall lack of cohesion on the back end. That wasn't the case in Kansas City. Guys were sticking to their assignments, tackling in space, and flying to the football. And what's even more impressive is that it wasn't just the starters stepping up. Role players and depth guys were making plays too. Take Moro Ojomo, for example. The guy got his first career sack in this game. He's not a name that pops up a lot, but when his number was called, he delivered. Then you've got rookie linebacker Jair Brown, who wasn't expected to play a huge role early in the year, but ended up second on the team in tackles in this one. That's what you want to see, a deep, rotational defense where everyone is contributing. That's how you survive a long season. That's how you build something sustainable. Now, obviously, the flip side of that is the offense. Again, they scored enough to win, but that's not the standard this team holds itself to. That's not what's going to take them back to the Super Bowl. You look at the lack of motion, the absence of play action, the predictability of the formations, and it's all stuff that's correctable, but it has to happen fast. Because this isn't the kind of offensive showing that will beat the 49ers or the Ravens or even the Cowboys when they're playing at their best. Jalen Hurts, for his part, kept his composure. He didn't force throws. He protected the football. And in a game where the Chiefs were bringing heat on nearly every snap, he made enough plays to keep things afloat. That third down throw to Devonta Smith in the second half was massive. Smith had to go up and fight for that ball. And to his credit, he came down with it. That's the kind of individual effort that keeps drives alive when nothing else is working. And those are the moments that championship teams need when the play calling isn't perfect. Still, you can't live off of hero plays and field goals forever. At some point, the offense needs to take control. It needs to dominate. And right now, it just doesn't feel like they're close to doing that. Nick Sirianni said after the game that they've been efficient, but not explosive. That's accurate, but also not good enough. Efficiency is great, but this offense is built to hit chunk plays, and right now, they're not scheming those up. They're not threatening teams vertically. They're not dictating terms. Instead, it's felt like the defense and special teams have had to carry the load. Even Jake Elliott, who was money once again in this game, can't keep bailing the offense out with 50-yard bombs every week. Eventually, red zone efficiency has to improve. The run game has to become more deceptive. The passing concepts need to stretch the field. Because while you can win games like this in September, you don't want to be relying on this formula come January. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that has left the entire sports world buzzing, whispers are spreading across NFL circles that Tom Brady, the legendary quarterback long associated with the New England Patriots and later the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is set to sign a shocking 4-year deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. While nothing has been officially confirmed, sources close to the matter claim that the 47-year-old future Hall of Famer is seriously considering donning the midnight green jersey, sending fans and analysts into a frenzy. If true, this potential signing would mark one of the most unexpected twists in NFL history. Brady, who has already defied expectations countless times in his storied career, seems poised to take on a new challenge in a city hungry for another Super Bowl run. Eagles supporters are reportedly ecstatic at the mere thought of Brady leading the charge at Lincoln Financial Field, imagining a dynamic partnership with the team's existing stars. The rumor alone has already caused a surge in Philadelphia merchandise sales and social media speculation, with fans dissecting every detail of what this legendary quarterback could bring to the team. While many pundits are skeptical, noting Brady's age and previous retirements, insiders suggest that he may be motivated by unfinished business, seeking to cement his legacy with one more championship, perhaps in a new city that has long sought a marquee quarterback to anchor its offense. Discussions are said to be in the advanced stages, with both sides reportedly weighing financial terms, team structure, and the impact on locker room dynamics. Of course, nothing is certain, and some experts caution that such rumors are often fueled by wishful thinking and media hype. Yet the sheer plausibility of Brady pursuing a final hurrah with the Eagles has NFL fans across the country on edge, eagerly awaiting any official announcement. Whether this is a genuine courtship or just another tantalizing story in the offseason chatter, one thing is clear. The idea of Tom Brady in Philadelphia has already ignited imaginations and sent the rumor mill into overdrive. Could this be the beginning of an unprecedented chapter in football history? Or just another tantalizing what if for fans to debate endlessly? Only time will tell, but for now, the NFL world is buzzing with the electrifying possibility. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.